everyone, and welcome to Upcycled Adulting, my YouTube channel where I help you to upcycle your real life into your best life by creating healthy habits, growing to accomplish your goals, and overcoming obstacles. And today we're going to be talking about the Mac Daddy of obstacles, which is stress. Stress is the biggest obstacle most of us face in creating the intentional lives that we love and that we want to lead. Today, we're specifically going to talk about how to de-stress during the fall. Now, this is incredibly important, especially for all you moms out there, because we end up getting stuck in this hustle of back to school all the way into the new year, right? And this right now, late September, early October, is a very important time to recharge, to de-stress, and to bring down those stress levels so that we have the energy that we want and we need for the upcoming holiday season, along with kicking off the new year in a way that reflects our intentions, our priorities, and our ability to accomplish our goals in the coming year. So let's get right into this. I'm going to share my 9 best tips for reducing stress in the fall so that you can be prepared for that holiday season and feel good and have the energy you need for it. Number 1 is to identify your external stressors. This is really important because a lot of times we get so busy, so caught up in all the things that need to be done that we struggle to really figure out and pinpoint what it is that is causing so much stress. Is it work demands? Is it technology overload? Is it the school expectations? Is it managing our homes? What is creating that stress? And really digging into even thinking about things like, what's your natural rhythm and are you living in it? A lot of times at this time of year, we feel worn, especially if we're night owls and we're doing all that morning stress, getting the kids ready for school, getting everybody out the door, doing all of this on a tight schedule in the mornings. And one of the things that can be really helpful in addressing this stress and reducing our stress level is to start thinking about the ways that we can shift around the things that we're doing and what we can really let go of or take off of our plates. And that leads me right into number 2, which is create clarity and cut back. Once you've identified that external stressor, being able to create clarity about what really matters there and cut back on the things that don't can make all the difference in the world. If you're experiencing, for example, a lot of home stress, then identifying the things that need to be done at home and the things that are just nice to be done at home, or the things that you're doing because you feel like you should do them, can really help you create a schedule that works better for you, especially going into this high pressure, high stress, high demand time of year. We don't have to permanently cut back on those things, but we want to do it now so that we get the time that we need to really recharge ourselves and reset our schedules to be prepared for the add-ons that are coming with the holiday season. So we want to make that space right now instead of making it at the spur of the moment, right? When we are just feeling so overwhelmed and so fried. One of the best ways to do this is to use the EPD method that I created, where you identify what's essential, what's preferred, and what's desired. And you can start actually finagling around how many things you're doing that are just desired, just niceties, that are things that you think you should, and how many things really are essential. There are a lot less essential items than you may think there are. You might be thinking, oh, vacuuming every day is essential because I have 2 dogs. I have to tell you, it's not. It's really not. The dog hair is fine unless it's making you more stressed. It's okay to leave some of those things. To learn a little bit more about the EPD method, you can actually check out my Take Control of Your Life course series, which is free to all Inner Circle members, or you can purchase it on my website. In the series, I use the EPD method for home, for finances, and for time so that you can manage those things in a more stress-free way. And there is also a course on health and one on relationships. So this will help you really create a lot of clarity about what matters most to you so that you know where you can make the cutbacks or adjustments you need to make, what you can delegate, what can you can altogether let go of, how to barter to get things done. All of that is covered in the Take Control of Your Life series. Number 3 is create connection. It's vitally important that we stay connected to the people that we love. And when we get busy and hectic and overwhelmed, that's really difficult to do. I'm not saying that you have to go out to lunch with your mother in law who's been driving you bonkers about it and it stresses you out to spend time with her. I'm saying we're going to say no to that. But taking the time to text a friend or to check in with someone or even to get on Zoom and to have a video coffee date with someone that you enjoy spending time with can make all the difference in the world. It helps you remember who you are, what matters to you, and it helps you to feel comforted and safe and not quite so alone in all of the busy chaos of life. But we need to prioritize it. In my experience with my clients, this is the first thing that ends up getting nixed from the list. And I want to make sure that you know that if you struggle with this because you feel like I've been so busy, I haven't talked to that person in months, it's going to feel weird to reach out. They probably have been having the exact same experience. There's nothing wrong with that. I dig really deep on how to create connection, how to make new friends, how to create distance from people who are stressing you out more in my stress ebook, which is a 132-page ebook, includes over 20 resources to really dig deep into what's going on for you, help you understand your stress, and help you create clarity around it so that you can relieve that stress immediately. And you can find that as well in Inner Circle. I'll put the Inner Circle link below so that you all know how to learn more about that if it's something that you're interested in. It's not a buy link, it's just a learn more link. Number 4 is ask for help. We often struggle to ask for help because if you're anything like me, you might be a lone wolf, you might be fiercely independent, you may not have had very good examples of people showing up well for other people. You don't want to, no one who wants to be in a healthy relationship wants to be moochy, wants to be constantly needy or demanding. But one of the issues is you cannot create close, meaningful, deeply connected relationships without asking for help. So you may feel like I don't know anyone I have that type of relationship with. And I'm going to tell you, you will never know someone you have that type of relationship with if you don't ask for help. Asking for help is essential in creating deeper bonds and connections. People need to feel purposeful and meaningful in each other's lives. They need to feel like they matter. They need to feel like they are contributing, right? And so when we ask people in our circle for help, we give them ways to show up well for us. And it's always hard to be the first person. So I'm going to give you the simplest way to ask for help because I think that this really matters. And a lot of us feel really bad if we ask for help and the other person can't do it. And then we feel like we are, putting upon them. We feel like we are a burden. And that ends up straining the relationship. So what we want to do instead is we want to ask for help first with something very low stakes and preferably connected to the talent of the person you're asking, right? So recognizing that someone else is really good at something that you could use some help with, or that they're really patient with something, or they have really great ideas about something, or they're really smart about something. And highlighting that and asking for help in that way can be really helpful. So saying things like, you seem to really have a great way of juggling all of this stuff with kids and the holidays and everything else. And I would love to tap your brain and find out what you do to make that easier, right? I'm looking for some advice here. Or you have such great style. And I would love for you to help me out with picking a job interview outfit. Or it would be great if you could give me some idea about blank. This is a really great time of year for this. low stakes asking for help, because one of the things that needs to be done at this time of year that I have no clue how to do is winterizing your garden, right? So if you know someone who has a beautiful garden, you've been wanting to deepen your friendship with that person, just saying, your garden is so beautiful, and I would love to get your advice about how to winterize my garden, because I know that's something that you know how to do. People love to be appreciated and acknowledged for their talents, and they often love to lend those talents to the people in their lives. So give people a way to show up for you. In addition, I want to just make sure that you are mindful of the fact that everyone in your house contributing to the functioning and running of your home helps create more bonded and healthy relationships. So I understand that you may have a partner who doesn't show up well in helping around the house, but it is really important for them to feel like they're contributing to the family and pointing out to them, hey, we need help. We need you to help contribute to the family in this way, can make a really big difference in getting everyone engaged and showing up and pitching in. Number 5 is revise your routines. We tend to get stuck in this idea where we are supposed to have the same routines all the time, right? Same morning routine, same bedtime routine. Maybe you do the miracle morning. That doesn't work for me because I'm a night owl. Whatever that looks like for you, I think it's important to know that not being rigid about your routines can be really helpful. Creating some flexibility or some awareness that either the season, meaning the weather, or the season of your life you're in dictates your routines really matters. It's okay that your routines look different when you're on vacation. It's okay that your routines look different in the fall. It's okay that your routine looks different if you just moved or just had a baby. Those routines need to be flexible. They're meant to serve you. They're meant to support you showing up well in your life. So if they're stressing you out, if your morning routine is too big or too complicated to do when you're also trying to get kids out the door to go to school, it's time to make an adjustment to that morning routine. It's also important to create routines that support your life right now. So, having an after school routine or having a witching hour routine at this time of year is often really important for families. In the summer, that might not matter so much for you and your family. But at this time of year, knowing what we do when we come home from school, or knowing how we navigate or transition into dinner time or evening activities, can make a really big deal in setting you and your family up for success and much lower stress. Okay, number 6 is fall cleaning. I like to do a little fall cleaning, and I'm going to tell you, if this stresses you out, you just go ahead and skip this one. I like to do a little fall cleaning, and I like to put together a sick cleaning kit that has rubber gloves and disinfecting wipes and things like that, because I have 5 kids. And so, what happens in a home with 5 kids or 7 people is that one person will get sick, it'll go around the whole family, and then it'll come back to that first person, because it's been so long since the first person had it that they're not going to catch it again. And that means you can spend the entire winter with everyone in your house passing around the same bug. So we like to put together a little fall cleaning kit where we have some gloves, because I never recommend using disinfectants without gloves or handling anything related to a sick person without gloves. And we wipe down light switches and remote controls and things like that. And we just work that into our cleaning routine. In addition, I like to do a little bit of decluttering, a little bit of setup for the fall and winter months. Now, for me, a lot of times that involves baskets and boxes. I don't like to look at the clutter, but that doesn't mean that I'm great with the let's organize everything into a rainbow, right? I have a hard time maintaining that. So having a couple cute baskets where I can put things and things like that is very helpful for me. A little box or a little space for my book or my cozy stuff that I like to have, but I don't necessarily want to be looking at, can really be helpful. I spend a lot of time indoors in the fall months. I work from home, which means I spend a lot of time in my house. So creating a home environment that feels tidy and really supportive of resting is really helpful for me. Number 7 is move your body. It's always important to stay moving. This time of year is a great time to go for a nature walk, to go for a hike, to enjoy the fall colors, to take photos of all the beautiful fall colors, and to get that last bit of time outside before the winter really sets in. I also highly recommend dance parties, things like that. Making sure that you're moving your body helps to decrease your stress hormones and increase your happy hormones. This is very important at this time of year, and a lot of times we really overlook this coming into the fall and winter. We think about it a lot in the beginning of the year as we're getting ready for summer, as we have maybe health goals for the new year, but recommitting at this time just to being a little bit more active can really help a lot, and it can help a lot with facilitating number 8, which is getting plenty of rest. Not only is it important that we make space in our calendars to get more sleep in the winter, because our bodies naturally need more sleep in the winter, but it's also really important that we give ourselves time to rest. And I mean intentionally rest. I just want to point out to you that getting adequate rest matters. If you don't get it, your body will create shutdowns. And that's why you'll get things like mindlessly scrolling, completely zoning out, losing time, things like that. That's your body's way of telling you that it needs to rest. That's your brain's way of saying, I need a break, and you're not giving it to me. Unfortunately, that checked out, unintentional rest is not very restful. So making sure that we're taking the time each day to just cool off, to just give ourselves a moment of peace or of quiet, to have that evening cup of tea by ourselves, to do some journaling, to just take some deep breaths really makes a huge difference. And this habit, carrying this into the holiday season, is a great idea because it will keep all that chaos somewhat contained and keep it from overwhelming you too much. So we really want to be focused a little bit more on creating some rest related habits at this time of year. And number 9 is find your comfort zone and stay in it. Now, I know that this sounds like a very unusual thing to say, coming from a coach and an intentional living coach. I do not mean that you never stretch your comfort zone. I am a huge believer in stretching your comfort zone, but shooting yourself out of it, no way. Absolutely. That's never a thing that works. That will actually cause you to burn out. It will cause you'll shoot yourself out of it and you'll retract, or you'll rupture that comfort zone and feel really stressed and overwhelmed at all times. It's important that we're staying in a space where we are focused on, I feel safe. I feel like this is doable. I feel comfortable here. There is nothing wrong with focusing on creating a life of peace and comfort, creating a safe space in your life. Because even when you are stretching yourself, even when you're in a place where you're working on goals, or you are putting yourself out there in your business more, things like that, it's really important to know that you always have that safe, comfortable space to lean into, to recharge yourself. Identifying what is your comfort zone, what's your safe space, what helps you feel joy or peace or ease really matters as we're coming into a busy season. And I promise you that understanding this is absolutely essential to accomplishing your goals in the new year. I know that that might sound counterintuitive because your goals require that stretching or that outside of the comfort zone work, but creating that safe space that you know you can lean into when it's tough, or you're feeling overwhelmed, or you are struggling with fear of failure or fear of other people's opinions, makes all the difference in helping you to stay on track. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be talking a lot more about stress and self-discovery and goals to help you prepare for the new year in the upcoming weeks and months. I cannot wait to see your progress and hear all about it. Tell me in the comments which of these resonated most with you, which one you're going to work to implement in your life more this fall to help you de-stress. And I cannot emphasize enough to remind you that you are enough and you deserve to have a life of comfort and ease, a life that makes you feel good, where you wake up every morning feeling purposeful and fall asleep every single night feeling proud. And together, we're going to build that life. I believe in you. I will see you next week. Bye, everyone.